All right, so let's do another lab. We're going to do lab1b. So I'm going to load that like this. It should open up in the viewer. So that's over here. So we're going to follow along with the text and the slides, and then we're going to answer questions in red. So before we just kind of looked at how R works, we got the general idea, and we did some work with the CDC data set. So categorical, numerical. They have different types. We're going to take a look at our CDC data, and we're going to try to identify which ones we think are going to be numerical. It's which ones do we think are categorical. So there's quite a few of them, so just list a couple, just list a few. So I'm going to say that everything that has a num is numerical. So that's height, weight, right? Everything that has a factor, that says factor, that's categorical. So the question that it's asking is height numerical? So let's write that lowercase. And I'd say yes. Is gender numerical? Oh, it's numerical or categorical. Okay, so numerical / categorical. This is numerical. Okay, and then let's look at gender. So if we're scrolling through here, gender's right here. So gender it says factor, and it has two different types: male or female. Male or female. So that's what this means. It means that there's two different responses possible, two levels. So female or male. So number 2 tells you it's female, number 1 tells you it's male. So this is actually a categorical variable because we can choose between one or two categories. All right. And then the last question is list either the different categories of what you think the measured units are for height and gender. So I'm just going to respond to that on the same line. So this is in meters. If you take a look at that, you can see height. So very few people in this world are 1.73 feet, so it's going to be in meters. And then for category, male or female. All right. Which is which? So we're going to write down 3 variables that you think are categorical. So I'm going to say gender and HISP Latino. So that's answering are you Hispanic or Latino, and race. Those are 3 that are categories. And so I'm going to say height and weight. Those are for sure, right? Those are for sure numbers. You could argue that age should be a number, and you could definitely do some stuff in R to make sure that it treats it like a number, but technically in R this is this data frame, it's reading it as a factor, so it means it's a category right there. So I'm going to put that, but it's debatable whether that's true. Data structure. So one way to get a good summary of your data is to look at the data structure. So to do that, you're going to use this code right here. So let's see what happens when I do that. Cool. So look, that's the same thing as over here. So let's see. It says to list all the types of info that str gives you. So it gives me the name of the variable. It gives me the data type. And it gives me an example. And then, were you able to correctly guess which variables were categorical and numerical? So I said that I thought gender, HISP Latino, and age. I said that those are factors or categorical. That's true. And then I said that these are numerical. That's for sure true. And then I also said that age, I said age should be a number. And it's not in the data frame. So yes and no for numerical. Age is a category. So whether you think that's the best way to organize that data or not, you could definitely change that. That's something you could go and work on changing, but we don't have those tools yet, so just keep going through the slides. So visualizing data, you're going to want to use, this is kind of the most important part of R. So we're choosing between bar graphs and histograms right now. So which function, either bar graph or histogram, is better at visualizing categorical variables? So let's just take a shot. We're going to run bar graph for one of the variables. So I don't know if you remember the code for that, but it's just this. So that tells us that we're going to select a variable. So I'm going to do gender. And then this tells us which database we want to take it from. So I'm doing it from the CDC database. So this is a bar graph of a categorical. And then I'm going to do histogram. I'm going to also do, now watch this. I'm going to take all of this code, copy it, paste it. So I'm just doing a histogram of a categorical. So we're going to get to see what both of these look like. So when I run that, I get this. Yeah, that looks like a bar graph. It looks like it's pretty evenly split, 50-50. And then I'm going to run this. Histogram. So that's not the worst. It seems to be okay, but I kind of like the bar graph better. There's things I could do as well with this. If I put type in, so it's has to be quotes. I get a percent on the side, so I do see it. It is exactly 50-50. So sometimes that's very helpful. We would call this a relative frequency or proportional representation of male and female. So that way, if you have different samples of male and female, it'll still tell us whether or not they are equivalent. All right, so let's do the same thing. Now we're going to do this with a numerical variable. So I'm going to change out that for weight. So let's see what happens when I do this with the bar graph. That is a messy bar graph. Let's get rid of percent and see if that changes anything. So yeah, that's not particularly useful data. So let's try the histogram, see what that looks like. Well, that's something I can read. So when I'm going over here, it asks me which function, either bar graph or histogram, is better at visualizing categorical variables. So I'd say so categorical, I want to use bar graph. And for histogram, so that's numerical, I'm going to use histogram. Okay. So now it asks me to do something with driving and texting. So make a graph that shows how often people in our data texted while driving. So I have to use the same structure here to make a graph. So let's look at that variable drive text. Drive text. It's right here. It tells me a factor with 8 levels. That means that this is a categorical variable. So I want to do a bar graph. Drive text, CDC. Okay. and I'm going to put this as a percentage too. There's a lot of different types. If you leave it as default, it's just going to be a count. So let's see what happens when I do this. Cool. Let's see what happens when I get rid of the percent. So they both tell me about the same information. It just depends on the type of question that you're going to be asked. And this is just, it's just changing something right here, right? It's changing this y-axis. So I'm going to answer this question to both of these, but what does the y-axis represent? So y-axis is count. X-axis, my x-axis is the answer to this question. It's very similar with the percent. The only difference here is that my x-axis, my y-axis is percent. And then would you say that most people never texted while driving? And what does the word most mean? Approximately what percent of people texted while driving for 20 or more days? So I'm going to go back to my plots. So here's my count. So it looks like it's kind of hard to see the whole chart, but if I open it up a little bit more, we can see all of it. Or I can export it and change the size of it. So let's do that. So I'm going to make it a little wider. See what that looks like. Let's try 700. Maybe if we make it a little smaller. So I think this is didn't drive in the past 30 days. It's kind of hard to see it. Still kind of hard. So this is didn't drive in the past 30 days. This is didn't text in the past, didn't text and drive at all any of the last few days. So the question was asking, would you say that most people never texted while driving? And you can definitely see it more with percent. So to me, most means that more than 50%. So I wouldn't say, and this is interpretable, but I wouldn't say that most people didn't text and drive, but a lot. And then the next part is asking approximately what percent of people, what percent of them texted while driving for 20 or more days. So when I go back to my plot, 20 or more days, so that looks like that's maybe almost 10%. So that's about 50, almost 1,000. So I'm going to say that that's about 15%, approximately. By the way, if you put a percent in your script file, it'll give you an error. So does texting and driving differ by gender? So we're going to group our data now. So I'm adding in groups equals, and then I'm putting what my variable is, it's gender. So do that, and it's asking you to answer a couple questions. So while texting, write a sentence explaining how boys and girls differ. Would you say that most girls never drive and text? How did including the groups argument change the graph? So I'm going to let you answer those on your own. And then can you use this graphic to answer these questions? Is grouping numerical values such as height as helpful as grouping categorical variables. So try grouping by height, see what happens. That is a very confusing graph. So there's so many different types of heights. Would you say that that's helpful? Next thing we're going to do is we're going to use this symbol right here. This means that we're going to split our graph up into two. It's called faceting. So it says that we want to make a histogram. So why does this work for bar graphs but not for histograms? So you can definitely group by a histogram, but it maybe isn't as helpful. So if we change this to a histogram variable, let's do height. What's it actually asking us to? Height, yeah. And we're going to facet by gender. So that's what it looks like faceted. And then grouped. Looks like this. So that isn't maybe as easy to read as this. That has its value, but I would say that this is the one that you want to use. You want to facet on a histogram. So just like we did for histogram, it's possible to create a split bar graph. So it asks you to do a faceted bar graph. So to do that, put that facet in there. Get rid of gender. So that's what you get. And then answer those questions. And then on your own, what other factors do you think might affect how people text and drive? So choose one variable from the CDC data and make a graph. And use the graph to describe how driving, texting, use differs with this variable. So we're taking this drive text, and you're going to find another variable. So maybe it's going to be hours of TV that you watch. Maybe it's going to be if you drink milk or not. And then use that to explain how driving while texting differs based upon that other variable.